Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Firstly, I need to address the fact that I am now filming on a new camera, so hopefully the quality is looking a little bit better than it has in my previous videos. I was very lucky, Jonathan gave me this camera for our wedding anniversary, so I'm really excited to be stepping up my quality game on YouTube. Anyway, today's video is going to be a get ready with me / first impressions on my new Colourpop products that I picked up a little while ago actually. I've had these sitting in my makeup drawer for the last couple of weeks and I just haven't gotten around to using them yet. So the first thing I picked up was the Colourpop concealer. I've heard Shannon raving about this for the last month or two actually, so I picked it up in the shade Fair 5 and we're going to see how good that is, and also the Cute AF palette, which is cute AF. So I'm not quite sure what shades I'm going to be using out of this palette just yet, but we will figure that out when we get there. So I'm going to start off with my Leo Willy BB cream, and I'm just going to use my XO Beauty Flawless Finish sponge to apply that. Alright, let's test out this concealer. The applicator is very flat. Wow, it feels very, very smooth. Oh gosh, a little goes a long way. I probably did not need to use this much. Actually, that does look really nice. It definitely has a good amount of coverage and it is the right shade for me, so it's done a good job at brightening up my under eye area as well. So far, that is a yes from me. I'll have to see whether or not it creases, but concealer does tend to crease on me anyway, so I am going to apply powder so that hopefully it doesn't. I'm using the e.l.f. Under Eye Loose Setting Powder, which is just the one that I always use now. And I'm just going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte powder to set the rest of my face. Alright, moving on to the eyes, I'm going to start with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. We'll come back to my eyeshadow in a moment, but for now I'm going to be doing my brows using one of the shades in my YSL palette. I just like to use this darkest shade over on this side here with an angled brush. And my Maybelline Brow Drama to set that in place. Okay, it is finally time to test out this palette. I'm so excited. So to set my eyeshadow primer, firstly, I'm going to go in with this shade here. Do they have names? Oh, they do on the other side. So this one I'm pretty sure is called Full Zip. And I haven't swatched these shades or anything, so I have no idea what the pigmentation is going to be like. Not that you can tell with a nude shade. So far so good. I don't really expect to be able to see a nude shade showing up that well on my skin tone, but it doesn't look patchy or anything. So next, I have to make a decision. I'm not sure if I want to use this shade down here or the one up the top. So I think I'll use this one. This one is called Big Cocktails, and I'm just going to use a fluffy blender brush. They are quite powdery, so I'm just tapping off the excess each time. And I'm just going to apply that into my crease as a transition colour. It is blending quite easily actually. I can't remember how much this costs actually, but keep in mind that it is definitely a very affordable palette. Next I'm going to go in with this shade here, which I think is called GNO. I don't know what that stands for. Any ideas?
Gee, I don't know.
I'm just going to use an angled eyeshadow brush for that one. Just take a tiny bit at a time. I'm not sure if it's the brush or the shadow, but this one seems a lot less powdery than the last two. I think this shade here would go really nicely with what I'm wearing so far, but I'm actually way more drawn to this orange down here. So I think I'm going to use the orange, and that is called Chauffeur. It is really, really glittery. So this one is not powdery at all. I'm loving that pigmentation though. I'm just going to go back in with that first shade and just use that to highlight my inner corner and brow bone. So my first impressions on this palette, I'm actually really happy with it. I definitely wouldn't say that it's comparable to some of my other higher end palettes like my Lorac Pro or my YSL palette, but for an affordable option, it's really good. The colours are very blendable and very pigmented as well. Like I said, those first two, those ones there were very powdery, but then the other two weren't, so I'm not sure how that translates across the rest of the palette. But I have no fallout at all, and I'm really happy with the way that it looks. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara today. I'm still not quite sure how I feel about this one. Some days I like it, some days I don't, so hopefully today I like it. This is what the wand looks like. It can be a little bit difficult to use. And it's also a very wet formula, so it's very easy to get it everywhere. Okay, today it's alright. I did kind of get it in my eye, but it hasn't transferred. I have learned not to put this mascara on my bottom lashes because it just transfers instantly because it's such a wet formula. But let's move on to the rest of my face now, so I'm going to zoom you back out so that you're not so in my face. So for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I just have the little mini size, and just a bronzer brush from XO Beauty. And then for my blush, because I've gone so bright on the eyes, I'm going to go for a very neutral blush. This is the Rosewood blush from Natio. It looks like that. It's just a very plain, nondescript kind of blush. MAC Lightscapade highlighter. I love this highlighter. And I'm going to go for a nude lipstick as well. I'm going to be using MAC Velvet Teddy, which you probably already know is just one of my favourite lipsticks. So that is it. This is the finished look. Let me know what you thought of the Colourpop products in the comments down below. I really liked both of them actually. I'm really happy with those purchases. Anyway, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I post 2 new videos every single week, and I will see you next time. Bye!